Happy Sunday. We had church this morning, and then I had a family Thanksgiving reunion dinner thing. Anyway, it's a little later in the afternoon before we're getting started here. Dad's been running the disc today. He was running this tractor and the Ripper this morning, and we were having issues again. This tractor is still not fixed. I'm very frustrated with it. It's been throwing an air throttle position code again, and we just put a new air throttle in here, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. However, Dad went to go disc, so when I got here to the farm, I was kind of waiting for him to get back from finishing the field that he's in, and then I was going to go take it to the next one, and I thought, well, let me see what I can do with this tractor. So I brought it out to the field here, and it needed to do a part filter regen. And it was derated, like it wouldn't go at all, but it hasn't thrown that air throttle code for me. It was a filter regen code, and I don't know why it wouldn't do it actively, but it didn't. So anyway, we sat there and did a part regen for half an hour, and now it's working, and it's running just fine. And I'm frustrated, and I don't understand why, but we're going to try and get this field done. I know. Just delete it, right? Just delete that DEF system. Okay, first of all, there's no DEF on this tractor. It is pre-DEF tractor. It's 2014. It does have a particulate filter, but it does not have DEF on it. So you can save that. I'm not going to delete it. That's not something that we're going to do. We might trade it, get rid of it, if I can't figure out what's going on with it. But we got to get it fixed. And so we'll try and run it for a while. I mean, everything's good right now. There's no codes. Everything's got power. We're good, but it's going to come back. So we got to figure out why. So we'll probably have to call the dealer in the morning and get him to fix it. It's frustrating. So a lot of this field it's actually pulling fairly easily because it's already really been ripped. This is where we did a bunch of tiling this summer, and Dad kind of worked the tile lines down. Some of it was across the rows, some of it's still pretty rough. So we're going through it again with the Ripper now, trying to go, you know, just on a slight angle to the rows of the way that we actually farm this, to level it up a little bit more. And then the front half of the field has not been worked at all. So, and this is a field we spread a bunch of fertilizer on, so we're working that in. It's laying on top of the ground even back here where it had been chiseled before. So we gotta mix that into the soil profile a little bit more. But I don't know. See how we do here. The frustrating thing is that once the codes are gone, then you can't call the dealer because there's nothing for them to look at. So we kind of got to run it until it does it again. Oh, got hard there. You gonna shift? There you go. Let's put this back into custom mode. There we go. It doesn't draw it down so much before it shifts. I like to run that automatic power shift thing where basically I tell it I want to run 7 miles an hour and let the tractor pick the gear and the engine RPMs to get us there. And then when we get into a position where it's bogging the tractor down, it will automatically downshift. So, there's the disc back at the farm now. Dad just got back, so we'll see if he comes out here and wants to talk or see how this is going, or he wants to keep the disc going. We got about 90 acres to get disc yet tonight too, so that needs to get done. That and the rest of this from here to the road over there. There's not that much left. Well, we're almost over to the edge of the field here. That's the neighbors. There, the white post, that's the edge of the field, but we gotta go around those woods out to the road. Not a lot left, take me an hour or so-ish here to do that. That tractor's still sitting there. I take it Dad's not gonna go to the next field tonight, which is fine. He hasn't been feeling the greatest the last few days, so I wonder if he's not feeling so good today either. No big deal. I will get this one done and we'll see what time it is and what the weather looks like for tomorrow, and maybe I'll go run the disc in that last field. I don't know if we'll get done tonight, but making progress, slowly but surely. Got a rolling basket hanging up. Just got those ends there done. We're done with the long rows, so just this wedge to finish up between the trees and the road here. That one. That'll do it right there. Should I throw it in the neighbor's field? Nope, don't do that. That's our field too. Anyway, the tractor is running fine. I have a theory of what happened, right? So last week, one day last week, I think, we had the John Deere tech out here, and we diagnosed a couple things and fixed some stuff, and we replaced the air throttle on the engine. It's basically a butterfly valve in the air intake that varies the amount of air going into the engine. Well, the old one was bad. We know that. We put this new one on, and everything seemed to be okay, except we were still getting our exhaust pressure code to come up when it tried to do an active regen instead of a parked regen. Okay, that we could manage around. It's not ideal, but at least it was operational. Well, the last 2 days when we've been doing them corn stalks up north, the irrigated field, even the day that I was running it, a couple of times that air throttle position code came back up. And then Dad said last night when they were finishing, it was coming up like 20 times a pass, like it was just all the time. And then today when he started running, he said he had no power. It was totally derated, like he just couldn't do anything. Well, when I got in here, first thing it needed to do was telling me it needed to do a parked regen because the exhaust filter was plugged up. Well, it can't do an active regen if it's throwing a code for the air throttle. And so it had been trying to do an active regen, but because it was throwing that code on the air throttle thing over and over and over again, I couldn't do it, and eventually it plugged the filter up, and that's why we lost power. It derated the power. I think why it was throwing that code for the air throttle was a wire connection in the wire harness, because we had that trouble on the combine this fall, and there was a wire that was a problem in there. I said something to Dad about it, and he took some zip ties and like clamped down on the connector there, and must have taken it apart and cleaned stuff up and whatever. Well, that air throttle code has not come up one time since I've been running it here today. And so I think that was the problem, but the issue was that the tractor had already plugged the exhaust filter and was in a derate condition because it needed to do a parked regen, and it just wasn't going to work. So Dad just said, nope, that didn't fix it, and kept going. But I think he actually did fix it. He just didn't do the parked regen to make it so that you could operate. So what'll be interesting to see is once we run it enough that it needs to do another active regen, if it starts on its own and completes it, it's probably still going to throw our exhaust pressure code that we still haven't gotten fixed and figured out what's wrong with yet. But my experience from running this before tells me that it will at least finish the active regen, and as you restart the tractor, that code goes away and we don't have any issues. Now, Dad said that when he was doing corn stalks the first day up there, or a few days ago, it did a regen no problem and never threw the code. So maybe our problem is just gone altogether as long as we got this wire harness fixed. I don't know. Right now it's running fine, so we're just going to keep running until it's not. Well, it got dark on us. Just about done here. See all these spots? That's where Dad was running it under low power and had to lift the ripper up a little bit just to make the tractor move. And so we got that little shallow, no big deal. But I gotta finish this pass up towards the road here, and then we got these ends along the road. This is the farms over here. We had our lime pile and our potash pile over there and all that stuff. That's part of the reason why this field was left till last, because we had to let that stuff go, or, you know, around that, so I could load fertilizer out of there and stuff. But yeah, we're finally wrapping up with the ripper here at Waldron. This has been a long time coming, and I'm ready to be done with it. Let's just put it that way. So we do still need to get to Berkey. We're hoping to get this tractor down there today. That obviously did not happen, but it should get moved tomorrow, and maybe we'll be able to do some, maybe we won't, but at least we're there. Just need a couple more days. All right, we made it. It is done. Okay, good deal. Well, we're gonna park this here for the night. Tractor ran fine all night for me, so that's a good sign, but it doesn't really help me with trying to figure out what's going on with it, so we'll see. Problem now is we move to Berkey and we go from 45 minutes from our dealer to an hour and a half from our dealer. And it's a long drive for them to get there, so I don't know if I don't know. Hopefully we can get it done and not have to worry about it anymore. And it's this potential that everything is fixed. I mean, could just been that wire harness that was loose and that was causing all the problems, and tightening it up fixed it. It's possible. I'm not saying it did. I'm saying it's possible. Anyway, Go talk to Dad. I don't think I'm gonna go disc tonight. It would take me a long time to get the field done, so I probably won't get there tonight. It's supposed to be raining in the morning. I could go and do some of it, but there's not a huge amount of rain tomorrow. It doesn't look like. It's just a little bit, and then we've got 2 or 3 more good days, it looks like. So maybe we'll just do it on Tuesday or Wednesday and call it good enough. All right, thanks for watching today, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you in the morning.